In a game where speed kills, where control wins, and where giants fall easily, one player chose to be the giant. This is the story of how a 40-year-old playing a low-tier character became larger than life.
That hurts me, brother!
Street Fighter III Third Strike is a game of inches. Success comes from mobility, frame traps, and defensive tools that let you control space. The competitive scene had long ago solved the equation. Chun-Li's pokes dominate neutral, Ken's plethora of tools, Yuri has unblockables, and Yun's Jin turns matches into highlight reels. The tier lists were almost gospel. S tier meant tournament viable, A tier meant you could compete with dedication, but everyone below that, well, it was almost an impossible mountain to climb. Enter Hugo. Standing at 8 feet tall, he was Third Strike's biggest target. In a game built on speed and precision, Hugo moved like he was fighting underwater. He had almost no winning matchups and struggled heavily against the top tiers. But one man didn't just pick Hugo. He embodied him. At 41 years old, Hayao should have been past his prime, but if you watched him between matches, you would never guess his age. There he was, doing the splits on stage, dancing during super animations, and turning what should be a serious competition into pure joy. This wasn't disrespect, this was love for the game, love for the community, and most importantly, love for a character everyone else had written off. Hayao wasn't flashy in his gameplay, he was terrifying. His Hugo moved with purpose. Every step calculated, and every button press a statement. His matchup knowledge was immense.
Get the punish? Ooh, wait, that's a punish?
With so many years of practice, he's seen pretty much every possible situation. Hayao had perfected what others deemed almost impossible. Consistent high-level play with one of Street Fighter's ultimate underdogs.
An anti-air as well.
Ooh, caught him
yes,
this time.
That time he got the follow.
Ooh,
And he got the lariat after the clap.
Ooh.
Yo, the big
Give
boot.
him the Randy Orton, the drop kick.
And now, in the losers bracket quarterfinals at EVO, with his tournament life on the line, Hayao was about to show the world why you should never count out a giant. To understand Hayao's miracle, you first need to understand Hugo. Hugo wasn't completely without tools. He boasted the highest health in the game, a number that could be pushed even higher with well-timed taunts. His light and medium attacks had deceptive range, letting him contest space from distances that caught opponents off guard. And when Hugo landed that hit, it hurt. 2 or 3 correct reads could end a round before opponents even knew what happened. His command grab was devastating to players. With only 2 frames of startup and decent range, it was always a threat. His clap created a way to pressure your opponent into making a mistake.
The sun is... Oh my god, again?
If the opponent blocked it, he had massive frame advantage. It enabled frame traps and mix-ups that made opponents second guess every defensive option they had. And then there were his supers. Super R1, Gigas Breaker, a 720-degree motion command grab that could punish any mistake with devastating consequences. And Super R3, Hammer Mountain, offering easy confirms, an invincible wake-up, and corner carry potential. But for every strength, Hugo carried 2 major weaknesses. His normal attacks were limited and inconsistent. He lacked reliable anti-airs in a game where jumping was essential, and his pokes came out slowly, making reaction-based punishes almost impossible. Unlike Chun-Li or Ken's easy hit confirms, Hugo struggled to convert stray hits into major damage. And without meter, Hugo had no reversal options. Once an opponent started pressure, Hugo just had to hold it. His massive frame made him a combo video star. Multiple characters had Hugo-specific combos, or moves that abused his large hitbox. His walk speed was abysmal, and his floaty jump turned him into anti-air practice. Characters like Ken could use EX Air Tatsu to perform crazy mix-ups that Hugo just had to eat. This was amplified by Third Strike's infamous mechanic, parry. Pressing forward against high and mid attacks or down against low attacks at the right time allowed you to negate any damage and hit stun from a move and allowed you a full punish. With Hugo's slow moves and long startup, players were able to easily parry a lot of Hugo's options. And some matchups weren't just difficult, they were mathematically improbable. Characters like Elena could literally run away the entire round, and Hugo couldn't catch them. Hayao's game plan though was simple. While everyone else played fast, Hayao made the game slow. Hugo becomes terrifying once the threat of Gigas is real. With 0 frames of startup and able to do over half your life, any mistake is painful. Watch any high-level match against Hayao and you'll see it. That moment when opponents realize they're not fighting Hugo anymore. They're fighting the possibility of Hugo. Every time they want to pressure, they have to remember that 720. Every jump becomes a question. Is this the one that he reads? Opponents stopped playing their game and started playing Hayao's. They didn't want to push buttons near him. They second-guessed their save options, and they cracked under the weight of a potential Gigas breaker. And Hayao understood something fundamental to tournament play. At the highest level, fighting games aren't just about execution. They're about breaking your opponent's will. He would drag matches into deep water, where reflexes and frame data meant less than mental strength. The more chaos he created, the more mistakes his opponents could potentially make. He had found a way to even the playing field. He also used every single one of Hugo's moves, including ones that people wrote off as being unusable. From his weird aerial normals to his terrible dropkick that had an abysmal 21 frames of startup and left him vulnerable, even when it hit his opponent. His patient style transformed Hugo from a lumbering giant into a ticking time bomb. Every second you didn't kill him was another second closer to your potential destruction. His spacing was immaculate, making opponents whiff a move so he could immediately punish. He also knew every possible scenario he could punish with a 720, and combined with his inhuman ability to read your moves and parry them, he would become a nightmare to play against. The crowd at EVO knew the script. Low-tier heroes made for great stories, but they didn't make top 8, and they certainly didn't survive losers bracket, where every match was elimination and every opponent played their absolute best. But Hayao wasn't reading from that script. He dismantled players who should have destroyed him. Top tier character specialists found themselves frozen, second guessing all their actions and unable to execute their practice setups. Chun-Li players who lived in Hugo's dead zones suddenly couldn't keep him out. Ken players discovered their rushdown pressure evaporating against Hayao's reads. The crowd's energy shifted with each victory. What started off as a dull roar for the underdog became thunderous as the matches went on. They weren't just watching upsets, they were witnessing pure magic. And through it all, there was Hayao, doing the splits, pumping up the crowd, playing not just to win, but to put on a show. Now, in losers quarters against Frankie BFG, Hayao faced elimination. One loss meant the dream was over. One mistake meant going home. But when you've already done the impossible, what's one more miracle? This is a rough matchup for Hugo. Ken has a ton of tools for keeping his distance from Hugo. It was extremely difficult for Hugo to get into range. Ken also had his infamous Air EX Tatsu against Hugo, which was extremely hard to avoid or parry due to its speed and Hugo's massive size. The match starts, and immediately both players are trying to figure each other out, with counter pokes coming out immediately.
Okay.
Because he knew you were on deck for commentary.
Right, Hayao with the blue.
Oh,
Ooh,
you love the counter poking in this game, by the way.
Hayao jumps into Frankie, but a quick parry allows Frankie to jump out of the corner. Against Hugo, you never want to be stuck in the corner, so giving up damage for space is optimal. Neither player has hit each other, yet Frankie is getting pushed closer and closer into the corner. Frankie jumps in and reads a 360 attempt. He then uses the Air EX Tatsu, getting some much needed damage in. Frankie continues his safe pressure, regaining control of the stage and using his normals to fight the force of Hugo. But as Hayao is trying to scheme with a jump in, Frankie reads it with another EX Tatsu juggle. Frankie backs off, knowing any hit will get him the win. And as Hayao tries to dash forward, Frankie immediately reacts and punishes him.
Oh, good.
I see.
Both players are continuing to feel each other out.
However, look at the big fella. He's got one bar to his name. If we see that 720, ooh, it's gonna hurt.
With the super stocked up, Frankie is trying to stay out of Gigas range, but Hayao does a quick dash into Gigas Breaker to catch him.
Yeah, it's not disrespect, chat, all right, guys? No. Ooh! Let's go. Look at the damage. Oh my god, 50% gone.
All of a sudden, Frankie's on the back foot. Having to be the aggressor now makes Hayao's job much easier. With some well-timed pokes, he's able to take the round.
Very difficult to contest too. If you know what's coming, I think you're more at risk getting clipped.
Going for universal overhead, one clean hit.
Jeez.
Yep, crouching medium punch right there.
Frankie starts out much stronger this round, mixing up his timings and landing some crouching medium kicks. Instead of going for super, he saves his bar, knowing how strong EX Tatsu is. He is staying at a near pixel-perfect range for Hayao, fighting for every inch of stage control. As Hayao pushes him closer into the corner, Frankie jumps in with another EX Air Tatsu, and Hayao misses the parry.
Just kind of control the neutral. Stayed in front, jump back heavy kick. You gotta watch out. Don't do jump back heavy too much, man.
Yeah, you might get caught in the air.
With a well-timed EX Fireball, Frankie is able to escape.
Nice.
Good call, the EX Fireball for the knockdown as well.
Yep.
Hayao is being extremely patient though, slowly making his presence known and waiting for any mistake from Frankie. And with 20 seconds left, he finds it.
Oh my god. Oh my god! How did he do that? Oh, the running man!
With a miracle reverse parry into 720, he takes the game. Frankie's an incredibly good player though, and switches his tactics up, being much more aggressive this time.
Insane awareness.
I need to make him smarter. I want to make him sound smarter, you know what I mean?
He eventually is able to get Hugo into the corner, but Hayao is ready for the jump in, and parries into a 360 grab. As they battle in the neutral game, Hayao jumps at Frankie and he parries. Seeing that Hayao has a super stock, he cancels his attack into a heavy dragon punch.
Oh, what? Okay.
Woo!
Frankie, so smart right there.
The super ends up missing because Ken is technically no longer on the ground. He uses this to push his advantage and keep Hugo in the corner, but Hayao doesn't have the same fear or tendency as other players. He continues to walk Frankie down and is able to guess correctly on a fireball.
Oh my god, with the 3-piece?
Frankie seems to have found a new level though, making quick work of Hayao in the next 2 rounds.
Maybe more stand fears needs to be just used in general.
Oh, that's so scary. Still being able to parry in the clap. Frankie does get the lows into the super, the classic.
Please don't jump back heavy kick. Oh, good sure you can.
That one.
Nice. I love that neutral jump parry. Standing heavy kick, bullying with the heavy normals now. You can kind of see how more. Ooh,
that
you
was
reverse the overhead right there.
That was actually enough time too.
Yeah, go for the damage taunt.
Jeez, the mobility and the recognition from Frankie out of there as well.
That was godlike.
Good.
Yep.
Whoa.
It's now 1-1. This is a critical round, as going up 2-1 is a huge advantage in bracket. Hayao gets an early lead after pushing Frankie into the corner, using Hugo's claps to continually frame trap Frankie, catching him trying to parry or push buttons.
So reset the positioning.
Oh my god. All the claps.
And he's crouching.
All
Oh
the
my
claps.
god, there's so much extra damage. while he's
Nice. Jump
crouching.
and jump.
A great EX Tatsu gets Frankie out of the corner, but he gets just a little too aggressive.
Tried. Stand fierce. Juggle. No follow.
Oh, you thought you could press a medium?
Oh my
Instead, he already knows it. He's taking a walk. Bang!
It doesn't hurt.
Oh my god! That hurts me, brother.
God.
Oh dear lord.
The pants don't rip.
Both players are going blow for blow now. It looks like Frankie may have the edge. A great dash under read into super does massive damage to Hayao.
The chase down is happening, ladies and gentlemen. Hayao, it's cat and mouse right now. 29 seconds on the clock.
Oh,
no
nice.
shot.
He's still
Frankie
alive.
with the confirm.
Still alive. Do we go for the chip damage? Oh my god! He landed it again. How is this man doing it? If he does a backflip, I will lose it.
Only one final round stands between Hayao and semifinals. But Frankie again finds another gear, deleting Hugo's life bar and giving him another chance.
720s become so common. He's the one that can land 720s every game, every round, whenever he wants. But Frankie, you got the footsies, you got the normals, you got the zoning.
I love the activity now from Frankie. A ton of roundhouses bringing out, and the EX is putting it all together. Justin, what is he gonna do? That meaty, fierce.
With no super stock for Hayao, Frankie gets aggressive, landing a super and pushing his advantage.
Literally. But Frankie, don't be scared. You gotta go rush down right now.
Both players are making great decisions, and any mistake will be the end.
Oh man.
You gotta watch out. Oh!
Wait, excuse me?
Nice. Back up. He's not dead yet. Do we go?
Frankie gets Hayao down to a pixel. Any move will chip him out, but Hayao knows this and does the unthinkable.
Oh my god, no!
But Frankie is still alive, and yet again, any hit will kill him. Hayao does something that almost no one would think of. He dashes up and does a heavy kick on Frankie's wake up.
Oh my god!
How did he do that?
He went past the SA3!
Hugo's heavy kick puts him airborne, and so far in the air, he actually clears Frankie's entire super. What was widely considered Hugo's worst move was now being used to beat one of the best players in the world. Hayao's Evo run remains one of the greatest underdog stories in competitive gaming history. He didn't revolutionize Hugo's frame data or discover any hidden technology. He came to have fun, to celebrate the game he loved with the character that made him happiest. He grew from a name only diehard fans knew to the people's champion overnight, reminding us all why we play this game. Let me know down below who your favorite low tier hero is. Until next time.